These are the yarns we'll be using. We'll be using the black, green, and the red patterns yarn. This is patterns inspired 150 gram, 75% acrylic, 25% wool yarn. While this is patterns Highland bulky. These two are patterns Highland bulky. So this is color fair and color pecan, while this is black. So these are the yarns we'll be using. We'll also be using our 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, our scissors. We'll need two D-rings. So we'll need two D-rings, and we'll need one zipper. I have these two here, but I'll just use one. Before we get started, I need to mention something. For the three colors of yarn we are using, we need to make sure that three of them are the same brand and the same size of yarn. So for example, this green and red one, they are both same brand, patterns Highland bulky, same 100 gram, exactly the same thing. The only difference is the color. But then the black yarn is the same patterns, but then this is patterns Highland bulky, while this is patterns, it's basically not the Highland bulky. And if you look at the weight here, this is 5 bulky, while this is super bulky 6. So they are not 100% the same thing. So you need to make sure that all three are exactly the same thing. So for me to fix this, I just basically used this one. And the reason why I was able to do this was because I've had this kind of issue before. But then for you to not have something like this, you need to make sure that all three colors are the same thing. So you need to make sure all three colors are the same thing and use the same brand, the same type of yarn for all three, just different colors. That's all. So to start, we'll start by making 6 chains, and after making 6 chains, we'll work single crochets into each of the 6 chains, going up till we have 3 rows. When you finish it, this is what you should have. So worked 6 chains and worked 3 rows up. So for the green color, you need to make 6 of this, and for the black color, we are going to do the same thing. So work 6 chains and 3 rows, and for this black color, you need to make 7 of this. The next part will be to make the last 2 pieces. So the last 2 pieces are going to be color green, and then what we are going to do is we are still going to make 6 chains, and after working 6 chains, we'll work 2 rows going up. So this is my row 1 and my row 2. Now at the beginning of row 2.5, for this last 2, we are going to kind of like have curves at the ends. So one of them is going to curve at this end, while the other one will curve at this end. So for this one, I'm going to start by curving on this end. Then for the second one, I'll just repeat basically the same thing I'm going to do on this end now, on this other side. So to start for this one, at row 2.5, into the first 2 rows, I'm going to reduce them to turn to 1 single crochet. So I'll go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, then pull through both of them. So I just reduce these 2 single crochets into 1 single crochet. Then I'll keep on making my normal single crochets as usual. This is what I have at the end of my row. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn and go back. So for my row 3, once I chain and turn, when I get to this side, I'll reduce again. And into this last 2, 1, 2, I'm going to reduce them again, just like we did before. So I'll go into here, and go into the second one, and then pull through both of them. And I'll finish up my work. So we just did 3 rows now. And for the 3 rows that we did, we reduced first at row 2.5 here, then at row 3. So for this one, we reduced on the right hand side, which is here. So the next one we're going to do, when we get to row 2.5, we're going to make single crochets into everything till we get to the last 2 rows here. Then we reduce, and when we chain 1 and turn, we'll reduce again and just continue. So we are going to reduce for one of them on the right hand side, which is what I just did here, the second one on the left hand side. So this is what I have, this is what it looks like. So this one is reduced on this side. So the other one which I've already done is this one. I reduced on this side. So you should have both of them looking like this. So these are our last 2 pieces. At this point, you should have 2 of them like this. So the 2 we just finished that curved at the end. So we have the one curving here on the left, and this one curving this way on the right. Then we should have 7 of the black we did earlier, and we should have 6 of the green we did earlier. So now the way we are going to arrange it, we are going to start with, We're basically going to have these two at the two ends, and then we'll have 3 in the middle here. So once we have these two, we'll have black, black, and 1 green. So we'll have something looking like this. Then we'll just work our way up. So we have these 3 as our base. And for here, we're going to have black, green, just alternate it that way. Black, green, black, then green, black, green, black, green. So we need to have something like this when we're done. So the 2 that are curved this way at this end, and then put it this way. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to stitch all of them together. Okay, now for the stitching, like I said, after having your stuff set up this way, you need to stitch each of them to each other. So for now, I just started with these 2. So I stitched here, then stitched here, and I stitched here. And I'm going to continue doing the same thing for the rest. So now this is where I am. I stitched this to this, this to this, this to this. Now I want to stitch this to this. So I already have my needle here. So I'm just going to get this one. And normally it's supposed to go this way. So it's supposed to be here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it this way. So these are like the right side and the right side. So I'll put them together and then hold it this way and then stitch across this way. So when I'm holding it, I try to make sure that I position it properly and it's in the right place. I'm not holding it something like this. So something like this, it's basically not what we want. We want to make sure that we are holding it properly and is in the right position. So once I see that it's in the right position, I'll then start stitching. And most times when I'm stitching, I try to take, like if you look here, this is the black, so you might not see it well here. So let me go to the front. So if you look here, you see this one. Give me 1 second. I'll just pull this out. Okay. So if you look at the green ones, you see that we have the same way when you are crocheting, or let me just use this and explain. So as we crochet, you see that we have 2. So we have this one and we have this one. So most times when I'm stitching it, I try to use just the ones in front. So if I were to do that for this one, I'll pick this one in front. It's not that visible with the black, so it's fine. Then for the green one, I'll try to get this one here, while still making sure that it's in the correct place. So when I do that, if I turn it to the front, you see that you can see the black yarn here, but it's not that visible. So I'll do the same thing going down. So I'm just going to stitch this side, get to the end, and then I'll hold it this way and stitch this side. So at the end, we'll have something that looks like this. So I'm going to stitch it straight down and then stitch it across this way. So at the end, I'll have this looking this way. Then when I finish, I'll then pick up the next one, whichever one I want to do. If I want to do this one or this one or this one, whichever one I want to stitch next. For the next part with the red yarn, you start by chaining 32. So you make 32 chains, and after making 32 chains, you work single crochets up till you have 8 rows. So which is what I already did here. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. I have 8 rows. And now I'm about to start row 8.5. So at row 8.5 and row 9, on both ends, we are going to make the curve like we had before. For like the first one we had the curve this side and on this side. So I'm basically going to repeat the same thing for this one. So at row 8.5, this beginning part of row 8.5, I'm going to reduce these first 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. So into the first one, I'll go pull up, into the second one, go in, pull up, then pull through 2 of them. So I just decrease these first 2 into 1 single crochet stitch. Then I'm going to make single crochets into each and every stitch till I get to the last 2 stitches of this row. At the end of the row, I currently have 2 single crochet stitches left. So into those last 2, I'll decrease them again. So I'll go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, then pull through 2 of them. So I made a 2 single crochet decreases on this side of row 8.5 and at the end, or basically at the beginning of row 8.5 and at the end of row 8.5. Now when I chain my work and turn, beginning of row 9, I'm going to do the same thing. So into the first one, go in, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, then pull through 2. So basically curved this edge to look like what we had Now I'm going to keep on making single crochets into each and every stitch till I get to the last 2 stitches of this row. Then I'll make the decrease again. So at the end of the row, this is what we have. So into the last 2 stitches here, I'll make the 2 single crochet decreases again. And that is it. The final row we'll have for this one is row 9. So we'll just chain and finish up. So this is what we have. So at the end, you should have your work looking like this. You have this curve on this side and this kind of curve on this side. So now we have our 2 panels. This is going to be the front panel, while this will be the back panel. So the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to work the sides and we are done. For the side panels of the bag, we'll start by chaining 8 and working 10 rows up. So I made 8 chains, then worked single crochets into everything till I had 10 rows. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is row 10. Now at row 10, at the 2 ends of row 10.5, because we're about to start row 10.5, at the beginning and at the end, we'll make 2 single crochet decreases. So into the first 2, we'll decrease those first 2 to 1 single crochet, then make single crochets into everything till we get to the last 2. And into the last 2 stitches on row 10.5, we'll make 2 single crochet decreases again. So we made 2 single crochet decreases into the beginning of row 10.5 here, and 2 single crochet decreases at the end of row 10.5. Now we'll continue working our single crochets going up till we get to row 13.5. Okay, I just got to the beginning of row 13.5. So I basically use this to mark where my row 10 ends. So from here to here is 10 rows. So 1, 2, 3, row 13. I'm about to start 13.5. For row 13.5, we'll do the same thing. 2 single crochet decreases at the beginning and 2 single crochet decreases at the end. So go into the first one, go into the second one, and then pull through 2 of them. Then we'll make our normal single crochets till we get to the last 2 of this row. So basically just 2 single crochets. Then into the last 2, we'll reduce again. Go into the first one, go into the second one, and then pull through both of them. So we've made our last decrease. Now we'll just keep on working single crochets into each and every stitch till we get to row 16. At row 16, this is what you should have. So your work should look like this. We made the decrease at row 10.5 and at row 13.5. Then we have 16 rows total. You need to make 2 of this. For the next part, we'll need to bring both panels together and then add the zipper in between. So you just put both panels together. The curved side are out, or basically on the outer part, while the straighter sides are the places where you put the zipper. So this is what we have. So I normally use a sewing machine, but then I kind of like to do a, should I call it a 2-factor. So I normally tend to go with my hands. So I'll stitch it, and the main reason for doing this is so that I get the panels properly aligned with the zipper and themselves. So as you can see, I'm stitching it with my hand. I started from here, stitch this way, and now I'm going this way. So this is what it looks like behind. So I'll calmly stitch it, and when I'm done stitching it with my hand and I make sure that everything looks good, then I'll then go in with my sewing machine and finish it up. Sometimes I could use my hand and finish it, but most times, to make it a bit easier as well, after going with my hand to make sure that everything looks okay, then I'll stitch it up with my sewing machine. So just add your zipper in the middle and this part will be done. Then one more thing, for your side panels, if you remember, I told you to make 2 of them. So these are my 2 side panels, and for one of them, the one that is going to be on the parts of where the zipper head is, I kind of like just added this D-ring here. So all I did was crochet this little stuff here. This is 6 chains and 1 row. Then I added it to the top. So basically I crocheted 6 chains and 1 row, added it to the top and joined it to the first row here, which is what I had here. So I could pass my D-ring into it. This is what it looks like. So that is all I've done so far. So I'm just going to finish up adding up my zipper. Then I'll show you how to add the side panels to the side of the bag, and we are done. Before attaching the handles, I just want to show you this. I finished attaching my zipper. So like you can see, I have mine in the middle. this way. So this is what it looks like. This is what the back of mine looks like. So the next thing now, before we start attaching the side panels of the bag, which is the final thing we need to do, we just need to finish up this edge. So for this side, we are using this part, which I already explained earlier, which we did 6 rows and 1 chain, and we attached it to this side. So this one is going to be on this side. Then for this other end, we are going to use this one. So for this one, I use red, this one I use black. So this one is basically going to go in this way. And then I'm going to add it to the end of our zipper here. So I already cut this and kind of like try to wrap it. So this is basically just 11 chains and 1.5 rows. So you chain 11, then work single crochets going up till you have 1.5 rows. Then I'll add my D-ring and basically just put it at the edge here. And I'm going to attach it with itself and the zipper that I have here. So when I'm done, it should look something like this. Okay, I finished with mine, and this is what I have. This is what it looks like. So I attached it to this side. Now the last thing will be to join or attach our side panels. Now for the side panels, I'm going to start from this side. So starting from this side, I'm going to be using this one because we have one of our D-rings on this side. This other one is going to be on this side. So that means this side panel is going to be for this side. So starting with this one, all you need to do is, this is the front side of the side panel. And now the side panels, they are going to meet each other at the middle here. So once I start joining this or attaching it, it's going to like curve and stop somewhere in the middle here. Same thing with this one. Once I attach it, it will stop and curve somewhere in the middle here. And then that place they touch or that place they meet will then join this together. If you want to join this together before you start attaching, it's up to you. But me, I'm going to attach them first, then join the two ends last. So to start, okay, let me start with this one. Okay, starting this way, this is the front of my work. I'm basically just going to align it properly. Make sure I get the top here with this top. Add my yarn to the right spot. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I have. So I'm just going to hold it like this and calmly stitch it here, going around till I get to the middle here. So when I'm done, it should look something like this. So hold it this way and stitch it around, going to the middle. Same thing I'm going to do for this one. Put it this place, stitch it around, going to the middle. Okay, so after stitching everything together, this is what I finally have. This is what the sides look like. I started from this side and I stitched the back. So I stitched from here to here, stitched from here to here. Then I stitched these two together before I then went to the front. Now for stitching the front, because the back is basically the same color, so we just use the same red color for the back. But then for the front, since we have these two colors, if you want to make it look neat, like for mine, you can see it looks neater because I used, for this part, basically for this first part, I used the green color. For this part, I used the black. For this part, I used the green. I used the black, green, black, green, black, green, like that. So I turn into this side, you can see the green yarn I used here, the black yarn I used here, the green yarn I used here, and just going around. And I used green here, black, green. So if you want it to look that clean, you can do that. So this is the final bag. This is basically what we have. So we are done. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, share this video, like it, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.